The 10 News Weather Authority, always watching and tracking for you from the JES Weather Center.
Good afternoon, everyone. Here's a live look at our current conditions. Temperatures in the mid-70s out there this afternoon with not many clouds out in the sky. We've also got winds that are a little bit variable, but primarily out of the east, anywhere from 3 to 5 miles per hour. Temperatures across the Hill City, Lynchburg, and across Southside are in the upper 70s, 78 to 79 for South Boston, Danville, and Alta Vista, and then a little bit cooler as you head towards the Blue Ridge, anywhere from about 72 to 75 degrees. We will continue to warm up hour by hour through at least 4 to 5 o'clock this afternoon. As we head into the evening, things will start to cool down, but here's where we max out. Anywhere from 78 to 83 degrees with our more eastern zones being the warm spots this afternoon. And as we head into the evening, temperatures will continue to decline, but we're going to stay mostly clear. By about 9 o'clock, temperatures are back down into the 60s. Some spots out west are in the lower 60s by this time. And then you'll notice we actually turn a little bit partly cloudy as we head into the overnight hours and temperatures start to cool back down. Because of that, temperatures are going to stay in the 50s come tomorrow morning. So we woke up with some spots right at 40 like Pulaski. Tomorrow morning, I think Pulaski, Wytheville will likely get back down into the 40s, maybe 2 to 3 degrees cooler than what's forecasted at this time. But everywhere else is going to be about the low to mid 50s, some spots in the upper 50s come Thursday morning. Now, Hurricane Francine, got to update that. I've forgotten about it twice now. Hurricane Francine still going. Latest advisory came out just moments ago. Pressure is down to 976, so still increasing in strength. Winds are now at 90 miles per hour. Expected to stay around 90, but any slight further strengthening could bump this to a Category 2 hurricane right before landfall. You see it's battling a little bit of shear out of the west, and so when we look at radar rather than the infrared satellite, we start to see that the eye wall is actually a little bit open on the southeasterly side, but trying to close off. So that is a sign of strengthening, but the majority of the precipitation, the heavy rains, and the gusty winds are going to be on the northern side of this storm, similar to what we saw with Debbie and Beryl impacting the U.S. earlier in the year. So this would be the third storm to impact the U.S. directly as a tropical storm or a hurricane. And again, here's the latest advisory expected to make landfall at a strong Category 1 hurricane and then build off towards the north into the Mississippi Valley and then eventually into the Midwest and parts of the plains. Tropical alerts in effect. Tropical storm warning highlighted there in blue. Hurricane warning here in red, then hurricane watch highlighted there in pink for the city of New Orleans. So anticipating winds in excess of 74 miles per hour later this evening for all of those areas highlighted in the red and pink colors. Rain potential through Saturday is going to be a big talker. You notice that the rain extends all the way down the east coast into parts of the southeast like Florida, all the way into Georgia, Alabama, even into parts of North Carolina and our neck of the woods. So we're going to see the potential for an increase in cloud cover come basically tomorrow afternoon into the evening. Then that's going to stick with us through Friday. Notice some limited tropical rain chances as we go into our Friday. Then it becomes stationary and starts to build out. So talked about Francine, also hot off the press, Tropical Depression 7. We're talking tropics. We're at the peak of hurricane season. Why not throw this in there, even though it's way out there in the eastern Atlantic? We're also watching 3 other areas, Appy. So peak hurricane season climatologically was yesterday, and things are starting to kick off. So the tropics are well alive, but we won't start to see the impacts from Francine till later tomorrow.